So Matthew Phoebe, bit of a surprise.
Actually, he's on the ground. Actually.
Is he?
Yes, I just saw him then. Sorry, I gave you a bad lead there.
Viney's kick to half forward. Obst clever. Off the ground was the right way to go. Croft attacks hard. Looked a high tackle. Kick off the ground there by Obst. Could be a goal. Rolling, rolling it is. The first of the night. Croft looked unlucky not to get a free kick for a high tackle. And Obst, as an opportunist, he doesn't kick a whole lot of goals, but he's got the first of the evening.
Yes, and you caught it right, Bruce. An opportunist goal on this occasion. Croft coming out. Probably not a free kick in that. And just the start that Melbourne needed. They got off to a slow start last weekend against the Swans, and then they had to play catch-up football. And we saw
opportunity for Croft. Kick brilliantly smothered. Back to Farmer at rebounds. Short kick in the direction of Garry Lyon. Hand pass comes out to Tingay from Ingerson. Tingay just settles, gets onto his left, kicks towards the front of the goals. Melbourne a chance. Well done by David Neitz. Used his body and in the finish out-positioned his opponent Chris Grant and will shoot from right in front, only 15 metres out.
That was a very good kick then by Tingay, placing it to the favoured side of David Neitz. Scott West getting back down there to fill in the hole in case the lead was on. That was a good play on his behalf, but Footscray just giving the ball away far too many times in this early part of the game by choosing the wrong option.
Well, I don't think the Bulldogs will want David Neitz to do that again tonight, because if he does, Melbourne will be a real chance to win the game. He's going for his first goal, and he kicks, and kicks truly. So David Neitz gets his first goal for the evening, and Melbourne lead 12-7.
And there wasn't much at all that Grant could do on this occasion. Tingay sized it up beautifully. A well-weighted kick to the favoured side of David Neitz. He's a strong player. Overhead, had the last push of Chris Grant, and they will have to stop this play, but they've got to also stop the supply, and they've got to be dependent upon the players upfield.
Just off one step, basically. Good distance to half-back. Ellison round the twin targets. Pushing forward, Pyman again. Well done to Farmer. Farmer eludes the tackle. Back to Steins. Steins chips to centre-half forward, gets to Pesh. He's got him. Pesh goes back to Lovett. This is Brett Lovett. Pushes, beautiful kick. He weighted it perfectly for Neitz. There was space, and Neitz was in front of Grant, and he ran into it.
Good play there by Farmer to set that up too, because he went back outside the 50-metre arc to Steins. Steins spotting the space on the opposite side of the ground, and the game opened up again for the Melbourne forwards with all that space in front of them.
It's normally a very accurate kick, David Neitz. He'd back him 8 out of 10 from here. 45 metres. He's kicked one already. 45-degree angle. He's kicked it well. He's got it. What a string do you bow, Tim, when you're not only a terrific mark, but you are effectively a safe kick, and Neitz is that.
He's a very reliable kick. Good play then by Lovett, just to kick to that space that was created out there on the opposite side of the ground to where the play had been. Very difficult for Grant to stop that. And Neitz, I believe, is a fine player down there at the full forward line, but he can get lost out across centre-half forward. And so Johnson was free. Terrific bit of play by Wells just to get Johnson free on that occasion.
Long kick in by Woden, knocked on by Steins. Obst, Matthew Phoebe, Luke Darcy. Now the ball spills for Pyman. On to Todd Viney. Viney assessing and then delivering straight towards full forward. Neitz punched away by Grant, but this is what we love to see from Jeffrey Farmer. Kick a goal, son, and he does. Classic football by a great little roving forward pocket, half-forward flanker, and he's got the goal for the Demons, and they're still at it down there at ground level.
Absolutely right. That's what Farmer does best. There's nothing wrong with standing up for yourself, and we encourage all players to do that, but this is what makes this player so exciting.
I think there's a free kick here, Tim, going against David Neitz and with the Chris Grant.
Starting as 16 or 17-year-old. He's doing the ruck work. Lyon up over the top, knocks it to the front of the goals. Pesh, good play there by Cameron. Gathered by Farmer, gets the kick away. Into the pocket, Matthew Phoebe, back to Neitz. Snapshot by Neitz. Looks pretty good, it's a goal. David Neitz gets his third goal, and the Demons lead by exactly 3 goals.
Yes, they're starting to draw away now from the Western Bulldogs. I'd just like to have another look at this kick. There's a good knock on by Lyon, but just Farmer, he seemed to me to spot the Melbourne player as he was slung. He did have a corner of his eye, directed the ball towards Phoebe. Quick hands and a very smart snap in by David Neitz.
A couple of shots for goal that have also been ordinary. Nimitz kick into the centre. Tingo, well done. To McDonald, to full forward. Neitz and Grant, good contest. They went to ground. Lyon off the ground, kicked it. The skipper. He's been handy, Lyon, in this term. He's done some nice things. And Melbourne are now getting away.
Well, the other thing Lyon does is he draws one of the better defenders too. You've got Neitz down there, you've got Lyon. You've got to have 2 of your very best players. I'm sure the Western Bulldogs would prefer to have Chris Grant across centre-half back. They've had to make do with Ellis across at centre-half back, and they'd much prefer to have a player of Grant's calibre back there just to set up play.
This Martina charges through the centre. Poor looking kick. Lover got a favourable bounce, but he was in front. Tingo, well done. Back turn was good. Then delivers. Neitz is in the right spot. He's got it. He left Croft, so where's Chris Grant? He must have gone forward. Is it beautiful kick to Lyon? He's going to kick his second. Well done.
Beautiful play then by Garry Lyon. He had no intention of going for that ball. It was directed towards him. He knew that David Neitz was about. All he did was block for him on that occasion. Terrific play then, blocking out Leon Cameron. Neitz returning the favour in the end.
It was a good combination.
It was just
thinking football.
Garry Lyon is just a sensational player. It's a shame that we're just not seeing the very best of Garry Lyon due to that debilitating back injury that he's continually carrying into the games. And Terry Walsh is going to have to make some changes just to try and shake them free.
Croft and Neitz. Lyon, who's having an inspired quarter, gives Neitz a run of it on the boot. Another one. That's his fourth. Well, the combination, the deadly duo, aren't they, at the moment? Lyon and Neitz.
They certainly are, and it's always a difficult question for a coach to answer. Do you keep your best backmen, such as Grant, down there to stop goals, or do you send him down the other end of the ground and try and create goals? This fellow Neitz will enjoy having Grant shifted from him, and if they can get enough ball down there, he's going to be terribly difficult to stop.
Steins. He is just a terrific player, Jimmy Steins. Kicks in short and finds Pesh. Pesh with not much room to move, gets the kick away, 2 half forward. Swooping on it there was Phoebe, away to Farmer. This could be another goal to the Demons. His kick has been marked by Neitz. Well, should we give him the benefit of the doubt? Was it a pass, or did it just slip off the side of his boot?
I think it drifted off on that occasion. I gave him the benefit of the doubt in the second quarter with that kick, but I'm not going to give it to him on that occasion.
David Neitz, tight angle, may advantage himself by running around. He does, and I think he's kicked a goal for Melbourne. So 5 goals now to David Neitz. Terrific performance by that player. 5 out of 9. Melbourne lead by 18 points.
And that was good play on that occasion by Ingerson. Grant was in the right position to take the mark. He just hit his hands. The ball came free, and the Melbourne Plumbers doing the rescuing the ball down to David Neitz. Kicked 8 against the Western Bulldogs on the last occasion. This time round he's already got 5.
Now called to play on. Not a good kick, and he's going to be disappointed because that's twice now in the last 2 minutes that he's given up. Neitz drifting back to take the mark. Remember, he kicked 8 goals in the 14 goals Melbourne kicked last year on this ground against Footscray on that occasion. He's kicked 5 out of 9 tonight. So he's got a good record. Phoebe's handball good. Steins on the end of it. Running away. Goes forward a line. He's got him. Again, a bad kick by the Doggies going forward. A turnover. And Melbourne on the end of it.
They just fractured those turnovers in this game of football. There was no need for that turnover. Montgomery, an inexperienced player, just trying too hard to get the ball on too quickly.
Kicked 2 goals in the second quarter, the champ. He's happy. He's got his 3rd. Tim, we've got 8 goals out of Neitz and two key forwards.
Well, we did say at the start of the game that they would perhaps have difficulty holding those two players, but once again, I had the feeling up until this point in the third quarter that the Western Bulldogs have been on top. It's really only been their disposal, the turnovers, the mistakes they've made, the wrong options they've chosen that have kept Melbourne well and truly alive. 4-goal gap. It's going to be difficult for them to bridge.
Gee, there was a
To Brett Lovett, centering to Craig Middlebeck, just forward of the centre.
He's been good value for Melbourne, hasn't he, since he crossed over?
Didn't play at Fremantle last year, couldn't make it. Long kick, Chris Grant, oh, big fly. Neitz with the chance, well smothered by Scott West, robbed by Viney, looking for a free kick. They held on to him for a long, long time. Pyman, quick kick around the corner, and it's fallen straight to the arms of Neitz. Kick number 6.
So Pyman was in there with a sneaky little hand pass.
That was a difficult mark, but Chris Grant had to take that mark. He really did have to take that mark. Get the ball out of defence. Was kept alive by a crumb.
Montgomery wants the boundary line. Middlebeck rides a bump, does it well, gets it back to Phoebe. Phoebe's quick kick, Clarkson's got it. Gutsy player. In fact, he plays a lot like Ramiro. Going to kick from 40 metres, and big stats for him tonight as well. It's Phoebe.
Poor play then by Ellis Bruce. That had to be a tackle, not a bump.
Can he kick the goal to give the D's a little breathing space? 4-point margin, 40 metres out. He likes it. I think he's got it. He has. Important goal in the context of this match. Don't feel, Tim, there's going to be a whole heap of goals in the last 10 minutes, do you?
No, it's going to be a tight last quarter. We just watched this. Ellis attacked Middlebeck and bumped him. He had to go for the tackle. He had to retard Middlebeck. That player on screen, Alastair Clarkson, a terrifically hard worker. To throw that farmer fella on the ball too early, Robbo, in this last quarter. Just get him in there amongst the action.
Bit of fresh, quick legs.
Phoebe
gets it out wide. Pyman kicks it forward for the D's.
Neitz versus Grant. Neitz! Wonderful mark. What an effort there against a quality defender and player. And if anybody in the Melbourne side could have the ball in his hands right now, this is the one Neil Balme would want.
It was just always going to be whoever got last shove.
It's kick 6. He kicked 8 in the corresponding match last year. This to put the D's back in front. Neitz, 45 metres out. He has kicked it. He is a very good footballer, this fellow. 7 goals out of 13. He kicked 8 out of 14 last year. And the D's are back in front. 86 to 82. Chris Grant, for such a good player, has had a lot of goals kicked on him in the last 2 weeks.
Yes, he's been playing against the finest players in the competition too, Bruce and Richardson and Neitz. They really are big frame.